start. I'm gonna start where I left off on this painting back here. And I'm gonna have Erin hand me my oil pastels. You guys can all see that. Thank you. Then I need a bucket of some sort. Another bucket.
Empty?
This is cerulean blue. It's a light blue. I'm gonna dip this in water, and it's a little lighter than what was going on up here. Whoa! I just thought of Julia Childs, who drops the chicken. Yeah. I have Erin too. Julia Childs drops the chicken. Let's put it right here on top of this. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm dipping this in the water. I want to find my way back in. And one way that I can get back in is to find the feeling of where I left off. The other way you can get back in is just what's going on visually. You can stand back. Does the painting have a different dialogue than it had with you last week when you were working? I know that last week, when I turned it upside down and was doing a conversation with you all, it felt more like a bucket, and I was turning it to give you the idea of how I might turn a painting. But I realized as soon as I did that it belonged like this. So that was where I left off. Oh, I wanted to turn it back, and I wanted to continue with the idea of some wings. Yes?
I just see it on the floor. I don't see anything at all. Is that happening for anybody else?
You guys can't see me?
I can see. This is Pat.
And then, another still, like a minute later.
It sounds like you're freezing.
I'm freezing?
No,
No,
you're Donna.
Donna.
Oh,
Donna's
Donna's
freezing.
freezing. Oh, Donna, I'm sorry. It sounds like your screen might be freezing. Connection. Okay.
And I think we should check our audio, like some of us need to mute ourselves, that will help it be
Thank
stronger.
you. This is a good old, if everybody mutes themselves and unless they have a question, that helps. This is a company called Senlier. It's out of France. This oil in this stick right here, this big fat stick, is quite expensive. You could use these, or you could get these smaller sticks, same company. The oil sticks, I think I talked about this, and if I didn't, you can't move them around like you can a pastel that's chalky. It takes a while, depending on the weather, for these to dry. I have this urge to do this, which is interesting because I'm gonna pull this. And I'm not trying, it's just when I just stay in my instincts, I tend to, within a body of work, maybe repeat the same thing. And I can do a whole body of work based on it and see where it goes. And obviously I haven't stayed with them long enough. I'm not in here all week working on these to see where they're gonna develop. So I'm just kind of trying to be in my honesty of, it's a mystery. That's what I'm looking for. It's a mystery. Anybody have something they want me to show them or revisit with you all here today? I'm going back to a
Yes.
Yeah.
You said that you often paint on hollow core doors, and that's a really small hollow core door. And I went to Home Depot to get one, and they said they can't help me. Where do you get a tiny little hollow core door like that?
You don't need to get a tiny little one. Basically, if you're gonna go tiny, did I get paint all over my face?
No, tiny. That's tiny. That's not human size. But you
Oh.
couldn't walk through a door that big.
They
That's what I mean.
they cut them down for me at a place called Pat's Doors in Albuquerque. And then they fill it in. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So I actually go to a door place that makes custom doors. And you could, I don't know, I think I've gone to Home Depot and they've had the full door. But if they cut it, you're gonna have little holes and they're gonna have to fill them in. Yeah.
Okay, all right,
That,
thank you.
you're welcome. Another question. I think it's also a really good exercise in working with surfaces where you start with a really dark color, like a black. If you're gonna put down gesso, see what happens and what emerges if you actually start a painting with this being your primer, black. And then get another painting and start it with a red. Red, you'll see, for instance, Diebenkorn has a lot of paintings where when you really look at him, you can see that his ground was red. It gives you a warmth that you don't necessarily get with white. So there's my red. And then see what happens. And here's a really great thing to get yourself into the energy of it is, how does it feel different when you start with a red versus starting with a black and then starting with a white? And how does it change your painting? Nice little exercise